Hi there, I'm here today to talk about the Northern Industrial Tools Plasma 375. This is one of our most exciting products. This is extremely compact, extremely portable. It is only 21 pounds, but yet it packs a lot of power. The reason why it does is that this is an inverter power source. If you're familiar with an inverter power source, basically it is a microchip controlled power source, and that allows us to get more output out of smaller components and therefore lighter weights. This machine does have 40 amp output. That means that you'll be able to cut materials about 3/8 of an inch steel, about 1/4 inch aluminum and stainless, and when you get to copper and brass, it takes a little bit more power to do that, so less than 1/4 inch on those. It does require 230 volt power. Now it has a 25 amp draw. I always like hooking it up to a 50 amp circuit. In fact, we do have a round ground 3-prong 50 amp plug that is on this machine. You do need to supply compressed air to help with the cutting. The air compressor should be able to supply at least 4.5 cubic feet per minute and a minimum of 65 psi. I always like to have a little bit more psi, maybe around 100 psi, 150. And then what you can do is there's a built-in regulator right on the machine, and you can control that regulator. There's a dial on the front, and you want to set that around 65, 70. Now, talking about some of the controls on the machine, there's one control, and that is amperage. It goes from 10 to 40 amps. 40 amps, of course, is going to be for those thicker materials. Now, I usually recommend that you turn down the amperage to the maximum that you need in order to make your cut. You have to play with that a little bit. The reason why you want to minimize the amperage is that the nozzle and the electrode will have longer life under lower amperage. So turn it down when you can. It's also going to minimize the heat affected area of the cut. If you're cutting thin sheet metal and you don't want to have a large heat affected area, the lower the amperage, the less heat affected area, and also less warpage on thin material. Let's see here. Let's take a look at some of the cabling. This is a supplied ground cable and clamps, about 10 feet long. It's most important that you secure that to clean material that's part of your cutting circuit, electrically conductive. This is a quick change ground cable and clamp so that you can quickly, easily remove it. We also have a fairly lengthy torch here. This torch has arc start. And what that basically means, you don't have to be in contact with the material in order for the arc to start. There's a small pilot arc. Once you do create an electrical circuit, that pilot arc goes out and that produces your cutting arc. Let's talk about the tips and electrodes in here. These tips and electrodes are replaceable on this. After time, they are considered consumable. After time, they're going to get used up. And you're going to want to make sure that you keep those in good working order. We do supply 3 electrodes and nozzles with the machine. You can order more through Northern Industrial Tools. If you'd like more information about how this machine works, the features, and how to set it up, feel free to visit our support website. That's www.ntwelderhelp.com, or you can call our toll-free helpline. That's 877-304-0294. If you'd like more information about the welding and cutting table featured in this video, please go out to the Northern Tools website and look for item number 628860.